Alright, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mind of a Young Entrepreneur. Today it's Sunday, and I don't know what's on my mind today. I have a lot of things that I need to be done. Before, like the past few days, I've been really paralyzed or like overwhelmed by the things, and I couldn't really see myself out of all this work that I needed to do, like outreach. Now I also need to post on YouTube. How do I make this good so people will watch it? How can I also, instead of just uploading clips of me on Instagram that like doesn't really get any engagement rather than the people I just already follow. But as you give yourself, like, I've just found out, and people have already quoted this. I heard it first from Chris Williamson, that the ideas that you're not getting is because that you're avoiding, or something like that, but it's because that you're avoiding the silence. And the goals that you're not getting, it's because that you are avoiding the work. So if you can just like know when to cut things off, like just be in complete silence. Like I saw a reel with Brian Tracy where he talked about, if you can just sit still and not have nothing going on, wait until 25 to 30 minutes, all your ideas, they'll just start to pop inside your head. And that's crazy. And that is exactly what it did, like this night. Like all the ideas for me, how I would do my like content on Instagram, how I would film my YouTube videos, how I would reach out to people, it just started flowing because like I couldn't sleep. I was out what's it called? Driving my sister home from the city, and when I came home, I couldn't sleep. I was just constantly thinking, and this thinking, it like spiraled upwards, and like I got more and more ideas until like, all right, I got this problem. It's just now going out and executing, and executing. What's it called? Oh, I can't remember, but like doing the work, um, executing. That's the word. Sorry. Um, and it's all about doing that, executing the work, and not getting distracted then. So if you can just like do the work that you've been avoiding and have the silence that you have been avoiding, like everything will just seem so much easier. And that is why like I've come to the conclusion with content, like might as well like it, if I'm doing content on Instagram, I might as well do it good, because that's the place where I'm doing outreach, and that's the place where like I'm reaching, like people see my stuff and I can DM people. All this stuff is gathered in one place, and it doesn't take that, like you can put out more volume on Instagram, and it doesn't take that good of a setup and all these things as it does with YouTube. You gotta be a bit more calculated with YouTube. So that's why every day I'll continue to sit down and write a script, and then come up with ideas and hooks and angles, and see how I can take ideas from other people, model them, and do it on my own. So I'm just like taking their expertise. I might as well do that because I'm uploading. And that's a quote from Alex Hermosi, like, once you do the thing and actually find out how much volume that it takes, you will start to realize, by you doing this amount of work to just get it out, you will start to think, how can I improve this? Because I'm already spending that much time. I don't want it to be bad, so how can I improve this? But the first thing is all about starting. And I've been doing this I have a streak of 17 days, probably 18 days. And the goal here is being consistent, and it's doing a lot of volume. And then when you're doing a lot of volume, you're spending a lot of time, you will automatically, by your subconscious, start to see how you can improve this. but also you will consciously see, oh, this guy did this, maybe I should test that and see if this worked for me. Or you'll go back to the original reels that you're making and see, oh, this popped off, might as well do more of that. So that is kind of where we are. And I've seen, like, the thing that I've been doing right now is just doing voice memos. But I have to follow up. That's another thing. And I'll just create some silence to figure out this answer as well, instead of just, what's it called? Numbing myself and distracting myself. Because again, the answers is behind the silence that you're avoiding, and the results is behind the work that you're avoiding. So that's the thing here. Now today, what I'm going to do, like, we have a family gathering, Christmas gathering, even though it's November, but that being said, I need to write a VSL for people, or for a client, sorry, about mindset and stuff like that. He has his school community, and we'll write a 8-minute VSL because it has to be on his front page there, to just scrape some people in. And yesterday we finished up making the landing page, and every time I do the work, and I just get more confirmed that I am the guy who I say I am. Like, every time I send it over to people that I've worked with now, even though it's free, like, they just like get, like, what's it called, like, blown away of how good it is. So the only bottleneck here is that people don't know me enough. People simply don't know who I am, and the only way I can make people know who I am is create content and put myself out there. But in order for that to take off, I need to become better. And that's this feedback loop of, in order to become better, you need feedback. And in order to get feedback, you need volume. And that is just the triangle of this. And that's how people need to get to know me. I need to come out there and might as well just play with the market instead of trying to swim upstream and moving against the market, because that won't make any sense. And again, this is all about delegating my time properly, see where I need to, like, do more, and see where, all right, maybe I should wait with this and see the things. I've probably thought that, like, I was probably moving too fast, too early on. That being said, like, making YouTube videos and only relying on that and hoping, like, my clips will just take off. And even though my YouTube videos as well, I am not that great of just speaking from the hip. I need to be more structured, but that can only happen with volume, me practicing. So I will still do YouTube videos, but that will not be the main thing. And when I get a big enough like, following, or a big enough brand, like, I can start to get external people in, and I can just make YouTube videos where they are well calculated, and I speak pure gold, so to say, and they can just clip it down and do all the things so it fits the format, and that will leave me, like, having more time to work with clients, because when I get more demand, like, I will also have to do more of the supply. So everything goes hand in hand, and it's just about taking the calculated steps. And I heard from Alex Hermosi, like, entrepreneurship is not about solving all problems. It's about figuring out what problem is the biggest hair on fire problem, and then solve that first. And then all the other problems, they will just, like, be there for a bit, and then you have time to go back to it. Or you will solve the biggest problem of them all, and you will end up, like, flipping down the biggest domino, and it will crush all the other dominoes. So yeah, that's where we are here. Now I'll beginning to read this book again. I talked about it yesterday, and I'll write this VSL. Really see how can I make this the best VSL ever, and try to pull back all the things that I've learned from Dan Kennedy, I've learned from Russell Brunson, I've learned from, like, all the old direct response marketers, like Gary Gary Halbert. Zig Ziglar, he's a salesman, but I'll still learn from him. David Ogilvy, all these people. For today, we will go out. I'll take my daily walk. Then I'll write this VSL. I will post a reel. I'll probably only, I don't have that much time, so I'll probably only just take a video that a clip that I've made from a YouTube video that I did. That is also I've now dedicated 2 days, and these 2 days, I can just tell myself, I don't know, I have to think about anything else. Only just what makes this YouTube video great. It's playful. It's not work. So yeah, and the next day will be about editing it and clipping clips, because there will be some days where I don't have the time for creating banger reels, but I need to keep the volume and the consistency. So I'll have clips in the back of my sleeve to put out. Another thing that I really start practicing is that whenever I'm on social media, now I'm doing outreach and all that stuff, I need to dig my well for my Dream 100, and that's what I learned from Traffic Secrets. But the moment, because before I saw myself as a consumer, as a guy who just went on social media, start doom scrolling because I don't had anything important to do, and I was avoiding something. But now I try to go on there with a more purpose and try to see how can I be social on this platform. So every time I see something that I relate to, I send a comment. For example, a guy was pulling out the psycho-cybernetics book from his shelf, and I just replied can we just talk about for a sec how legendary this book is? And another guy talked about whenever you get clear on your goals, the only thing that will make you fear is that you know that this goal, this thing that you're avoiding doing, will get you to the goal, but you're not doing it. And that guy just read my mind, so I commented it, because this guy will then see me in his comments over and over again. And when I reach out to him, it will become more natural, because you can see this guy has been in my things. But that's not what I'm thinking, because then whenever I think, all right, now I need to text this guy something, what can I say? I stall because it sounds fake. It sounds like, oh, nice thing right there. It doesn't sound cool. But whenever I see something and I start, whoa, this guy, and I think to myself, whoa, this guy, he's on point. Then I just pull out the comments and try to write something. And it's all about putting yourself out there. So, yeah, I guess that was it for this video. I had a ton of things on my mind, but it's kind of relieving to let all that stuff all out on you guys. So, that being said, I will continue with my day. I have to write this VSL, see how I can become the VSL master. Half a year ago, I wrote on this post-it note back of the Ultimate Sales Letter book by Dan Carnegie, become the the number one VSL expert. And I don't see other people who really are that on the market right now. So we gotta take advantage of that, So, and again, I've not had that much time to really think of how, looking for, I'm looking for feedback every single day. I'm learning every single day, but really taking time in the weekends and see how can I improve. I have these 7 books I want to follow for my business. How can I apply them to my business? And how can I look out for feedback of what other people are doing, of what I've done, and how can I improve that further on? Basically, what I've been doing is just trying to figure out what should I do now? I just need to put out volume. How can I do that? Let me just get started. I have this goal, but I don't know the road to it, but we'll just keep going. Just a quote or something that I heard from Myron Golden, you need to be committed to the goal even though that you don't know the path to it. It's basically him saying that, if he's not doing that, it's basically him saying that he wants to drive from Austin to Tampa where he lives, and he will only start driving when he can see the Florida border. That doesn't make sense. because he has the goal. He wants to go to Tampa, but he can't see the way to Tampa. But he still has to start, and the border of Florida won't move closer to Austin that it's already are. So you just gotta get started and try to see how you can figure it out from there. And this again, like, imagine if you had all the answers. It would be like your GPS told you every single direction, like you should turn right, left, all these things in one go, and you just had to follow it from there. Like, that wouldn't make any sense either. You'll just get lost if you knew all the things there. So you gotta find them out yourself and follow every step, like bit by bit, instead of rushing it too much. Again, like, you'll overestimate how much you can do in a year, but you'll underestimate how much you can do in 10 years. That being said, that was the last note. I want to keep continuing with my day, so take care. Peace. Bye.